Start. So today, me and Danny are bringing you a special episode from the really famous lake in the area I am from. So today we're gonna talk about the theories, but more importantly, we're gonna talk about how to have biggest possible success rate of your rituals with minimal effort. Now, what I am implying by sentence minimal effort is basically avoiding unnecessary effort. So there are things you have to invest effort in order to basically have a good ritual. Like you need the right implements, the right energy, the right state of mind. You need to know who you are calling, what that spirit likes. But there is one thing you can do to make your rites much easier, and basically a lot of people don't know this, and I think this is a really important thing to discuss. Location where you are doing the ritual can be a difference between a failure and a success, because the place you are doing a ritual in has its own energy. And if you're doing a ritual in a wrong place, local spirits, local energies, they can fuck you up and they can basically block everything. And if you are, for example, in a city and you do cleansing, right? City is like full of dark earth spirits which are deformed because city is a natural environment. And so any cleansing done in a city will be much less effective than if you do, for example, a cleansing near a river or a lake which is untouched in nature. Because flowing water, for example, flowing river in nature corresponds to cleansing. And so if you do it near a river and you immerse yourself in a river and you do cleansing ritual, it will be 10 times more effective than if you do that same ritual with the same ingredients in a city. So today me and Danny, we kind of walked through a national park together, and I just noticed like something was off. This is not a magical place. It's not a good place to do magic. And then I like go into trance and I start scrying into trees. And tree spirit comes to me and he tells me, we are disturbed. There are no any offerings by people here who are going through this park, and there is a lot of wires. And then I go a few hundred meters down and I see fucking cafe with a bunch of wires and musical instruments which are completely against the vibration of the spirits of the land. And I'm like, yeah, they were talking about this. And then I go a few hundred meters down and I see the lake and I literally feel the lake pulsating the energy. So let's say practically, I wanna call the same type of water spirit, the same type of forest spirit, I gonna call it, right? And I call that same type of spirit close to the road, full of wires. A ritual will be, but if I do that same ritual a few hundred meters down, close to the lake, which is not disturbed by that nonsense, it's gonna be 10 times more effective. I am using the same rituals, doing it at the same time, summoning same spirits, using the same chants, but the efficiency is radically different depending on when I am doing it and where. And that's something people don't pay attention to. Like a bunch of people like summon demons in non-demonic environment, or summon elementals in non-elemental environment, or summon angels in non-angelic environment, and that basically fucks your ride. It's much easier to just go to the place conducive to your ritual and save yourself a hassle of repeating the ritual to have same effect, instead of like doing the ritual where it's not supposed to be done. The place where you are doing a ritual is extremely important. And a lot of people like have those indoor temples, but the thing is, what's more conducive for a ritual to water spirits? Is it your fucking indoor temple or a fucking lake? Where the fuck will it be stronger? Obviously at the lake. So I think making indoor temples is like not making sense necessarily, because why would I make a temple if I can go to the place where the spirits are? If I want to summon the dead, I'm gonna go to the graveyard. If I want to summon water spirits, I'm gonna go to the lake. If I want to summon fire spirits, I'm gonna go to a pretty hot rocky place and I'm gonna start a bonfire. If I want to summon forest spirits, I'm going to the forest. If I want to summon angels, I'm going close to the church. If I gonna summon demons, you go to the fucking... What's good for demons? Yeah. So
A cave.
it's a cave. Yeah, Danny, you're a fucking smart ass motherfucker. So you got me, guys. Like, you are wasting your fucking money on those altars instead of like having 10 times better results by lifting your ass and walking a little bit to different places. And I think this is a really important message. You know, if you don't have money for the altar, I am telling you, motherfucker, it's not necessary. Like, just go to the places where those spirits are. And that's like the most useful piece of advice I fucking got in the last 7 years, and I'm telling this to you guys. So, and this is the reason why we filmed this fucking gorgeous video at the top of the lake, because we summoned water spirits today, and for that you need fucking lake, and this is a super cool place. And I want you guys to make a comment on this video. And thank Dani for her effort. And now Dani want to say something.
Yeah, so geography is really important for your spiritual practice. I think it's much more important than like what some people make genetics or race out to be. I think location is really important. And like I mostly work with spiritual systems that are related to the United States or the Americas. I work with Santa Muerte, I work with voodoo, and things like that. So the manifestations are much stronger in the Americas working with those systems. I don't get quite as strong as manifestation when I'm over here in Europe. However, as soon as I got close to Montenegro in the plane, my layover was in Turkey, and as soon as I arrived roughly close to Turkey and we started to lower our elevation to land, it was weird. We'd been in the air for 12 hours, and then at that last hour, a fly kept buzzing around my head and hitting me in the face, and I was just like, where did this fly come from? How did this fly just show up after 12 hours in a plane? And then when we got to Turkey, I could feel Baal, I could feel Belial as soon as I walked into the airport off of the plane so intensely and walked outside. As soon as I got to our hotel, Belial came and I saw him in 3D as sort of an older mobster guy, and he told me that he said, "I love cocaine, lying, and stealing." But we're in Montenegro. We're in close proximity to Turkey, and there is a closer So in Turkey, Baal was worshipped, and there's a closer affinity here in Montenegro. It's just closer geographically, and so there's a stronger affinity. Also, several months ago, Belial and Beelzebub gave me a Turkish word, which was Yayla. I wasn't familiar with what that meant. I had to look it up. But Yayla in Turkish means the high place. Coincidentally, Yayla also means the high place right where we are in Montenegro.
It means tall tree.
But
really
it also means the high place, and it means so in Turkey as well as in Montenegro in the hotter months, it's very common for people to seasonally migrate to the mountains where it's cooler. And so that's kind of exactly where we are. We're in a village up in the mountains where people come in vacation because it's so miserably hot right now in the coastal areas of Montenegro. So they kind of called it like we're on the Yayla, you know.
Yeah, thank you, Danny, for uh, enlightening us in this video and like supporting the content creation. Anyway, I just wanted to say like in Serbian, Yela is a type of a tree, like a really tall tree, and in Turkish, Yela means the high place. Now, that Yela tree, like people used it back in the day to venerate forest spirits. So that tree is a fucking really significant tree, Yela tree, you know.
Hmm.
So that's like all we have for today, guys. You know, I hope you enjoyed the video in this gorgeous scenery, and we're gonna keep bringing you this awesome stuff. Talk to you soon.